Just 50 years ago, we left our world for the first time and looked back at the place we call home. A fragile blue sphere floating in darkness. In that moment, we saw how rare and beautiful Earth truly is. Since then, humanity has changed the planet more than ever before, reshaping its lands, its oceans, and even its skies. Yet amid that transformation, countless natural wonders still endure, silent reminders of the world we were given. This journey celebrates those wonders and reminds us of what must be protected for life on Earth to continue to thrive. Join us as we rediscover the planet we call home and witness the most beautiful natural wonders on Earth. Son Doong Cave in Vietnam is the largest natural cave in the world, stretching nearly 5.5 miles, 650 feet high, and more than 500 feet wide. This enormous space formed 2 to 5 million years ago when an underground river carved through giant limestone mountains. Inside exists a unique ecosystem with its own jungle, underground river mist, and even separate climate, like a completely different world. Towering stalagmites over 230 feet tall and giant rare cave pearls astonish scientists around the globe. Sunlight pours through giant sinkholes, creating spectacular natural skylights that illuminate the forest growing inside the cave. Introduced to the world in 2009, Son Doong has become Vietnam's pride and a priceless treasure of global nature. Niagara Falls stands out with extraordinary power as 700 gallons of water crash down every second, creating a thunderous roar that overwhelms all who witness it. Formed over 12,000 years ago by melting glaciers, the river carved its path, leaving behind one of the most majestic natural spectacles. Constant erosion has pushed the cliffs backward for thousands of years, showing this is a living, natural monument in constant transformation. Water spray rises over 500 feet, producing dazzling rainbows, making it a striking visual icon for every visitor. In the 19th century, it became the stage for daring stunts that amazed audiences across the world. Most notably, the first hydroelectric power plant here marked a turning point in the history of modern energy. Pamukkale amazes at first sight with bright white terraces created by calcium deposits from hot mineral springs. The landscape shifts, with the light shining bright like snow in the morning, golden in the afternoon, and silver under the moon at night. The water keeps a pleasant temperature all year, letting visitors relax and regain energy in nature. Ancient people believed this water cured skin diseases, and that belief turned the land into a healing center from ancient times. Romans later developed it as a natural resort, making hot spring bathing part of their daily life. Today, Pamukkale is not only a famous site, but also living proof of harmony between nature and history. Mount Everest at 29032 feet is the ultimate symbol of nature's power and human ambition. Its snowy slopes year-round create a brilliant white view that inspires awe and fear. Formed by colliding land plates, it still rises each year, showing Earth's constant motion. Thin air with oxygen only 1/3 of sea level makes climbing a deadly test. Bodies left on the slopes serve as tragic markers of the mountain's harsh truth. Yet every year, thousands still come chasing the dream of reaching the highest point on Earth. Redwood is world famous for giant trees over 380 feet tall, standing like natural pillars stretching to the sky. Some trees are more than 2,000 years old, witnessing civilizations rise and fall. The forest absorbs and stores enormous carbon, making it vital to the planet's climate balance. Heavy logging once destroyed much of the forest, but strong protection saved what remains. Its recognition as a World Heritage Site made Redwood a global symbol of conservation. Among the trees, visitors feel humbled by Earth's timeless strength. Cliffs of Moher stuns with over 5 miles of coastline, where waves and wind have shaped the rock for millions of years. Layer after layer of stone stacks like living history, making each step feel like touching the past. Ocean sounds echo up the cliffs, like the breath of nature flowing through cold cracks. This is one of Europe's biggest seabird spots, with thousands nesting and flying right along the cliffs. Legends say the souls of unlucky lovers turned into birds and live forever among the wind and waves. The grand view, strong sound, and deep stories make cliffs of Moher both breathtaking and reflective. Vatnajökull amazes the world with ice covering more than 3,100 square miles and reaching over 3,000 feet thick, still constantly changing. Its scenery is a powerful contrast, where glaciers rest above volcanoes, forming a unique natural masterpiece. The blue ice caves are living artworks, reshaping each year with the seasons and temperature. This region was shaped by violent geology over millions of years, blending frozen plains with erupting volcanoes. Pressure from the giant ice sheet keeps reshaping the ground, altering the land year by year. To Icelanders, Vatnajökull symbolizes both destruction and creation, showing nature's absolute power. Atacama is famous for extreme dryness, with areas that have had no rain for centuries, making its harsh land called the Gateway to Mars. The desert sits at about 8,000 feet, where thin, dry air makes visitors feel like stepping onto another planet. NASA tested space equipment here because the surface looks like Mars, with rocky valleys and giant dunes. When rare rains fall, the barren desert suddenly transforms into endless fields of blooming flowers. Conditions are so harsh that almost no bacteria survive, turning it into a natural lab for studying life beyond Earth. Atacama is both a symbol of death and a proof of nature's power to revive. Phang Nga Bay stuns with limestone towers nearly 1,000 feet tall, rising straight from the blue sea like an ancient stone forest. The water is flat, like glass, an emerald green, reflecting sky and rocks like a painting. Caves through the mountains open only at low tide, with some passages just wide enough for a single kayak. Some hidden lakes lie entirely inside the rocks, surrounded by cliffs, with only one narrow exit to the sea. This limestone landscape formed around 260 million years ago from rising plates and sea erosion. Though seen in many famous movies, the bay stays untouched thanks to strong protection rules. Lencois Maranhenses astonishes with clear lagoons appearing among endless white sands, creating a paradoxical but stunning landscape. The water shifts colors from deep blue to emerald, reflecting brilliant sunlight like a living painting. Dunes rise up to 130 feet and keep reshaping, making the scenery different every year. The mix of water and sand in this harsh setting makes it one of the most surreal sights on Earth. People call it the desert that blooms with water both harsh and full of vitality. Lencois Maranhenses proves nature's limitless creativity, making it a unique symbol of Brazil. Salar de Uyuni becomes surreal in the rainy season when just 1 inch of water turns it into a mirror reflecting the entire sky. Standing in the center feels like floating between two worlds with no clear line between sky and ground. On clear nights, the reflected stars create the illusion of walking across a galaxy stretching for thousands of miles. In dry months, the salt cracks into perfect geometric tiles that look computer-generated. The surface reflects so much light, it can reach up to 10 times the safe limit for the human eye, requiring special glasses. Despite the harshness, locals build homes from salt bricks, including beds, walls, and tables made of pure salt. Lake Bled stands out with fairy tale beauty formed over 14,000 years ago when glaciers melted, leaving emerald waters surrounded by majestic mountains. The lake stretches 1.4 miles and is over 90 feet deep, changing colors with the seasons from bright emerald to mysterious dark blue. On a 400-foot cliff, a medieval castle from the 11th century still stands tall, guarding the lake like a keeper of time. The legend of the wishing bell echoing across the water makes visitors believe their hopes can truly come alive. Locals have rowed handmade pletna boats for 300 years, preserving a rare cultural tradition. More than scenery, Lake Bled is a spiritual symbol, blending legend history and surreal beauty. What makes Victoria Falls extraordinary is its surreal power, as the entire Zambezi River plunges into a deep gorge. The crashing sound is likened by locals to the voice of gods connected to the name, the smoke that thunders. Thick mist constantly rises, so the waterfall is always veiled in a white, smoky curtain. On top during the dry season, daring visitors can swim in the Devil's Pool right on the cliff edge, yet remain safe. At night, rare moonbows appear, making it one of the few natural wonders that shine both day and night. With history legend and raw force, Victoria Falls forever stands as Africa's glorious symbol. Jeju Island in South Korea was formed by the giant Halasan volcano rising over 6,400 feet, the highest mountain in the country and the spirit of the island. Along its coast stand dramatic black basalt columns created by cooled lava shaping surreal and majestic scenery. Lava tube caves stretch for miles, recognized by UNESCO as rare volcanic wonders of the world. Ancient legends tell of three founding gods of Tamna, while Haenyeo women divers without oxygen tanks define Jeju's unique cultural identity. The island hosts more than 1,800 species and transforms each season from cherry blossoms in spring to snow covering Halasan in winter. Today, Jeju is both a natural wonder and cultural symbol, attracting millions of visitors from around the globe. Antelope Canyon in Arizona, United States, was formed over millions of years by wind and flash floods, carving sandstone walls into graceful, flowing shapes. The narrow passages, only a few feet wide, let sunlight pour through cracks, creating magical beams that look like waterfalls of light. The canyon walls change color throughout the day, shifting from gold and orange to red and purple, turning the slot canyon into a living painting. The Navajo people call it Tse Bighanalini, meaning the place where water runs through rock, and regard it as sacred land. Legends say animal spirits once lived here, protecting people from the harsh desert environment. Today, Antelope Canyon is both a rare geological wonder and a cultural treasure, attracting millions of visitors and photographers worldwide. What makes Table Mountain unusual is the fusion of surreal landscape and deep history. Standing 3,550 feet tall, with a giant flat summit, it is like a stone table marking hundreds of millions of years. Its unique ecosystem, with thousands of plant species, has turned it into a living treasure of South African nature. The tablecloth of clouds rolling over the peak has become Cape Town's iconic image. Since the 16th century, it has served as a landmark for sailors rounding the Cape of Good Hope. More than a mountain, Table Mountain is a cultural, spiritual, and natural symbol united in a single wonder. The Bay of Fundy is defined by its dramatic tides, turning the landscape into a constantly moving canvas. Water levels shifting over 50 feet carved mighty cliffs, caves, and rock sculptures like works of natural art. Billions of tons of water moving daily make the bay a vast laboratory for scientists. At low tide, people can stroll on the dry seabed, then hours later, witness a breathtaking flood of water. These waters are also a paradise for humpback whales and endangered sea turtles. The Bay of Fundy is not only a destination, but a symbol linking nature, science, and native culture. The Dead Sea lies about 1,410 feet below sea level, making it the lowest point on Earth accessible to people. With salt levels nearly 10 times higher than the ocean, no life can survive, giving it the name Dead Sea. The strange effect lets people float effortlessly on the surface without swimming, creating a unique experience found nowhere else. Its mud and minerals have been used since ancient times to heal skin, ease joint pain, and for beauty treatments. In history, it is linked to many biblical stories and was visited by rulers, including Cleopatra, who believed in its healing powers. Today, the Dead Sea is both a natural wonder and a cultural treasure, combining surreal landscapes with spiritual meaning and ancient medical value. Mono Lake is an ancient salt lake with no outlet where salt and minerals have built up for thousands of years. The water is so salty, your hand can float easily, but no large animals live inside. Yet brine shrimp and alkali flies thrive here, feeding millions of birds that visit yearly. The lake has a cool blue-gray color, reflecting clouds and snowy mountains, creating a dreamlike scene. NASA studied this place to learn about life in extreme conditions like on other planets. Mono Lake's existence makes scientists rethink how life can survive on Earth. Tongariro impresses as the first national park of New Zealand and a land tied to ancient Maori legends. Hundreds of thousands of years of eruptions created fierce scenery, snowy volcanoes, lava fields, and shining crater lakes. The mix of white snow, black rock, and turquoise lakes forms a powerful, surreal painting. Today, some volcanoes are still active, keeping the land full of fiery energy. The Maori donated this land to protect it, seeing it as sacred ground. Tongariro is not only a natural wonder, but also a spiritual heritage symbolizing deep bonds between people and volcanoes. Great Blue Hole is not just a famous dive site, but also holds mysteries still hidden more than 400 feet below sea level. Sudden temperature shifts and fading light create total silence as you descend. Many parts of the bottom remain unexplored due to extreme pressure and low visibility. Experts call it a live geological archive, storing untouched layers from the Ice Age. For locals, Great Blue Hole is not just a natural sight, but a symbol of respect for the sea. Matterhorn is one of the world's most unique mountains, with 4 sloping sides, forming a symmetrical rock rising nearly 14,700 feet. Its cliffs seem carved by blades, giving the impression nature shaped it with perfect geometry. Snow covers the sharp edges year-round, making everyone who sees it look up in awe. Locals believe the mountain has a soul, and old legends speak of sacred punishment and protection. Weather here shifts fast, with clear skies turning into snowstorms in minutes. Still, Matterhorn stays a dream for those who seek to face their own limits. Serengeti amazes with the Great Migration, when millions of wild animals cross plains and rivers in a journey longer than 1,000 miles. This is a one-of-a-kind natural show where life and death unfold at the same time. Lions, cheetahs, and hyenas follow the herds, turning the migration into a survival battle for predator and prey. The plains were built by ancient volcanoes and long erosion, creating fertile lands for millions of creatures. The Maasai call it endless fields, a perfect name for its limitless horizon. UNESCO listed it as a World Heritage Site showing its global value for nature and humanity. Skogafoss stands out with a massive curtain of water 200 feet high and nearly 80 feet wide, crashing down like a white wall of power. Thick mist often creates brilliant double rainbows, making it one of the most magical sights in Iceland. Legend says, Viking chieftain Thrasi Thorolfsson hid a chest of gold behind the falls, and it remains unfound. One man once touched the chest, but only pulled out a ring before the raging water swallowed it. More than 500 steps lead to the top, offering sweeping views of the southern coast and nearby mountains. Skogafoss is both a natural wonder and a symbol of Viking strength and Norse legend. The Sahara Desert is the largest desert on Earth, covering more than 3.6 million square miles, almost the size of the United States, stretching across North Africa. Towering sand dunes up to 600 feet constantly shift with the wind, creating a living landscape in motion. Beyond sand, the Sahara holds rocky mountains, plateaus, dry valleys, and hundreds of green oases vital for life. Ancient rock carvings reveal that thousands of years ago, the Sahara was a green land with rivers, lakes, and abundant wildlife. Historically, it was central to trans-Saharan trade routes, where caravans carried gold, salt, and precious goods across the continent. Today, the Sahara is both a symbol of harsh nature and a cultural treasure, home to nomadic tribes like the Tuareg. Phang Nga Bay appears as a natural wonder, with more than 1,600 limestone islands forming a landscape both majestic and magical. Towering cliffs were created through over 20 million years of erosion, leaving priceless geological heritage. Each island has its own form, from winding dragons to sails stretched in the wind. The bay was twice recognized by UNESCO for both scenic beauty and geological significance. It is also ranked among the 7 new natural wonders, proving its global status. Millions of tourists arrive each year, making Ha Long an essential tourism symbol of Vietnam. Blue Lagoon became a unique man-made wonder when hot mineral water unexpectedly formed a pool among black lava, turning an industrial site into a global travel symbol. The water keeps a stable temperature year-round, around 100 F, allowing visitors to enjoy comfortably even with strong winds and heavy snow outside. Its signature milky blue color comes from silica, reflecting light, creating an unusual space that many compare to an alien landscape. Guests are encouraged to apply silica masks, a simple therapy that makes the skin naturally clean and healthy. The unforgettable highlight is soaking while raising a cocktail, blending into a relaxing and different experience.